Well, hi there everyone. Welcome back to my kitchen. I'm Velmore. So for today's dish, I'm going to be making a classic lunchtime meal. This is melted cheese with chunky tomato broth. So let's get started. So for this dish, I'm going to chop an onion, some of the canned tomato, I'm going to shred some cheese, and I'm going to cut up some chive for garnish. So I'm going to start with the onions. I'm going to add a bay leaf and some salt. I'm going to stir those around. Now that those have softened up a bit, I'm going to add some brown sugar and some tomato paste. After stirring those in together, I'm going to add the chicken broth, the rice, the rest of the canned tomatoes that I didn't already chop. So for many of the halfling recipes, this one included, there isn't a whole lot of information about the origin of the recipe. So for this one in particular, it just talks a lot about how halflings like cheese, which I can get behind. I love cheese. So I do still want to try and bring in some sort of flavor text or a little bit of extra information I can pass along. So I'm probably just going to bring in some lifestyle things about maybe how to play your halfling, or what kind of environment a halfling would grow up in, those kinds of things. So now that the rice is softened, I'm going to take out the bay leaf and I'm going to blend this. And now I'm going to put in the chopped tomatoes, a little more salt, and some pepper. And I'm going to set that off to the side and keep it warm while I make the grilled cheese. So for my sandwich, I'm using the same brioche bread that I made last week for French toast. So I buttered it, and I'm just going to put it in the pan. And for cheese, I'm going to use some Havarti, and then top it off. I'm going to give it a flip. So now we're just going to cut that into dipper size pieces. Put on the soup and garnish it with some chives. So that soup was a classic, delicious, comforting tomato soup. Nothing too crazy with the ingredients. If you want to amp it up, do what you want. But as is, it's just a nice, comforting soup. And tomato soup always goes great with a grilled cheese. And for this, a Havarti is a soft and creamy cheese, and it melts so well. You do have to be careful if you're using a brioche like I did though. Just based on the nature of it, it may burn if you leave it sitting too long. I would suggest that after you brown both the sides up, if the cheese isn't where you want it to be, continue flipping it every 20 to 30 seconds so that it's still getting the heat, but maybe it won't burn as quickly. With that, I hope you enjoy. You can follow me on Instagram or Twitter at chef_Velmore. The links are in the description below. And thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and come on back next week for another recipe.